Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and we're bringing you another outfit guide. Today it's going to be for John Wayne's character Rooster Cogburn in one of his best movies ever, True Grit, which I believe came out in 1969. So obviously this is an extremely iconic John Wayne character and I will try to do justice. So with all that in mind, let's just dive on in and get started with weapons. Alright, and so for the first weapon we're going to be looking at, it's going to be his sidearm, and it's going to be the one you probably see him use most throughout the movie. And he of course used a Colt single action revolver, and he actually used the quick draw model, which was the one with the 4 3/4 inch barrel, and it was typically chambered in .45 long Colt. But that being said, John Wayne almost exclusively used a version of the single action army in his movies that was actually chambered in .44-40 Winchester. Just an interesting little trivia fact there. But I think this one looks a lot like the one he wears in the movie. It's got a lighter grip. It appears to be almost yellowish, but it does appear to be wood, so that's why I went with the myrtle varnish for this grip on here. I did the ironwood grip and then I went with the myrtle varnish. And other component wise, I went with the short barrel because, like I said, he uses a quick draw version of the single action army, and that has the shorter barrel. So then for colors, I just kept it real simple and went with all blued because the gun he uses in this movie appears to be primarily blued steel, which makes sense given that this was filmed in 1969 and most reproductions at that time were just being produced in all blued steel. That is his sidearm. All right, and so then for his other gun that he uses quite a bit during the movie, he actually has a Winchester 1892, and it actually had what's called a saddle ring carbine, and his included a large lever loop and was chambered in .44-40. So it's interesting to note here that John Wayne in a lot of his movies would use this larger lever loop. That's not an option in this game, and I really wish it was, because it made for cool action shots where he'd be riding his horse and doing the old swing the gun down and pull it back up to cock it. I've actually done this before with both a standard lever action rifle, Winchester in fact, and one with a larger lever loop, and I can say it is a lot easier with the larger lever loop. With the standard one, people were reported to break their fingers when they would do it wrong. So definitely an interesting little fun fact there, but this is the rifle that he used. So we're obviously just going to go with sort of a darker reddish wood grip. The walnut works fine, mesquite works fine, basically anything kind of like that, mahogany. But then as far as the metals go, we're going to go for all black for the barrel, the hammer, the lever, the sight, and the trigger. But the frame we're going to make brown because in his, it's got that sort of war, maybe heat-treated sort of finished look to it. And I think the brown looks most like it out of all the metal options we have currently in the game. So yeah, that's the repeater, and that is going to do it for the weapons that we're going to consider for this outfit today. And so here we have the outfit. Now, basically, as far as hair goes for this one, in the movie, he does have sideburns that go relatively low, but other than that, no other facial hair, and since that's not really a good option for the facial hair choices in the game, I didn't add them on here. I guess you could put the mutton chops or whatever if you really want to try looking more like it, but I just went with clean shaven with stubble. And then, obviously, I just made the hair brown because he had brown hair. Actually, it was getting kind of gray by the time he filmed this movie, but that's neither here nor there. So that's all there is for that. And it is important to note that basically throughout the movie True Grit, he will wear several versions of this same outfit, basically just either adding more items on or taking more items off. So you really could go for any of them. One of the problems with doing probably my favorite one he wears in this movie, which is without the jacket and just the vest, is the problem in Red Dead where you cannot unbutton any of the vests, which bothers me because most of these iconic Wild West outfits that we're used to seeing in Westerns, if they include a vest, the vest is almost never buttoned up. It's usually a leather vest and it's unbuttoned. So that bugs me. I wish you had the option to unbutton it because then I totally would and this outfit would have been different. But we're going to be going with his iconic outfit from probably the most famous scene in the movie.
Fill your hand, you son of a bitch!
And now let's just get into it with the individual items of clothing. Okay, and so for the first thing that we're going to be talking about, the hat, we're going to go with the black Cayuga hat. It's actually remarkably close to being the right style and size for the hat that he wears in the movie. Now, the one he wears in the movie, the front of the brim doesn't really go down, it stays flat, and the sides just go up, and it's probably a little bit blacker than this, but other than that, it's pretty dang close. So this is the only option that I think works as a hat for this outfit. So then, obviously, one of Rooster Cogburn's trademark appearance things is that he is missing an eye, so he has to be wearing an eye patch, and he wears a plain black one. His is actually more of a round shaped one that fits nice and tight over his eye, and the patches, it doesn't go up top like this one, they kind of go from the sides and go around his head. There aren't really any good options in the game that look exactly like that and don't have any stupid engraving or jewels on them. It's something that drives me nuts, but it's just true. So I like to use the Rafferty eye patch, but you could use any eye patch that's black. I know Madame Nazar sells one that, even though it's got a stupid design on it, the design is also black, so it doesn't show up as much. That one works as well, but I like the Rafferty eye patch for it because it looks the most plain. But he definitely needs an eye patch, so make sure if you try to make this outfit, you use some version of a black eye patch. Then for the bandana, we have this plain red bandana, and I went with kind of this distressed version because there's several in this category that are red bandanas, but I think this one looks the best. It matches the color the best, and it has the same kind of worn appearance to it. So that's the bandana. Then, like I said, since there really isn't a way for me to try doing the vest because you have to have it buttoned up and then it doesn't look right, I went with the jacket variant of this outfit, and I went with this sort of light tannish, brownish version of the Everyman jacket because it looks almost exactly like the one he wears in the movie. It fits really, really well. So that's the jacket. Like I said, there's a couple other ones that kind of look close. I think there's a version of the Antoine jacket and maybe the worsted coat that kind of look similar, but I think the Everyman jacket looks the best. So next comes shirts, and really any black shirt would do because he wears a black long sleeve button-up shirt in the movie, but I think the black everyday shirt looks the best, and I actually have his sleeves rolled up in it because at certain parts in the movie he has his sleeves rolled up, and I think it looks nice. I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference because you'll have a coat on anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Same goes for the suspenders. He wears white suspenders in the movie, and you can see them at some point, kind of whitish off-white, but I think these ones look the best for it. I went with the crossback suspenders. Again, this won't make a huge difference because you're wearing a jacket, but it's a fun little detail that is definitely accurate to the way he looks in the movie. So I went with the white crossback suspenders. So for the gun belt, I went with the light brown bandit gun belt. This is kind of going to be a good choice for any John Wayne outfit you make because it looks the most like his iconic gun belt that he wears in most of his Western movies. It's just a plain, standard light brown drop leg holster gun belt, and it looks a lot like the one he wears. So like I said, you could probably use any gun belt you want, but this one is going to match the best. For pants, I went with this kind of dirty gray variant of the studded pants because he wears sort of what looks like maybe worn out gray blue jeans in that film. So that's why I went with these because they look pretty dang good. I think they look exactly like the ones in the movie, or pretty close. For the boots, I went with the black tornado boots. I think they look the most like the ones he wears in the movie. It's kind of hard to find a picture of John Wayne's feet because he's so tall that most of the pictures that they would take in those movies would have to be like at the lowest from the knees up just to get other actors on screen with him at the same time. So it's kind of hard to find pictures of his boots, but there was one picture I found where he was kind of lying on the ground and you could see his boots in it, and they were clearly black. So that's why I went with these ones, and I wanted to give them a little bit of stitching on top, but no extra ornamentation, so the black tornado boots are the way to go. Then lastly, the spurs, I went with the black Western Rider spurs because they look and feel kind of like the exact same thing that he wears in the movie. They don't have any studs or any extra decoration on them, and they have the star shape, which John Wayne was pretty well known to use. So that's why I go with the black Western Rider spurs. So there we have my best attempt at making a Rooster Cogburn outfit in Red Dead Online in the year 2021. Who knows? With my luck, they'll probably add an exact replica of his outfit in a month with a quick draw pass, because that's what they seem to do whenever I make one of these outfit guides. But currently, this is the best outfit I could find to match his from the movie. But that's where we're going to end today's video. Like I said, I think that it looks pretty dang good, and if you're a John Wayne fan, then obviously Rooster Cogburn has got to be one of your favorite of his characters, just because he's one of his most complex and interesting characters from any of his films. And I should know, because I've literally watched every single one of them at least twice. But with all that in mind, if you have any recommendations for any other outfits or anything from this time period that you'd like to see me recreate, and that could be historical people or stuff from TV shows and movies, definitely let me know down in the comment section, because I of course love reading those comments, and I always do my best to make any outfits that are requested. If you like this video, I of course, as always, invite you to leave a like rating, because that helps the video out tremendously and shows me that you like what I'm doing. And lastly, as always, I like to talk about subscribers, because if you haven't subscribed already and you found yourself watching at least one of my videos, I'm gonna have to ask you to please go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. Because, one, it's the only way small channels like mine can grow, because YouTube doesn't like recommending videos that come from channels without a large subscriber base. And two, subscribers are essential, because that way you guys can get notifications and see my videos. It's a big cycle, and it all makes sense if you think about it. And it only takes a second, so please, if you can, and you're interested, definitely subscribe to the channel. But in any case, thanks for watching, and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.